The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, it is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. It is common sense to take a method and try it. If it fails, admit it frankly and try another. But above all, try something. A conservative is a man with two perfectly good legs who, however, has never learned to walk forward. Remember always, that all of us, and you and I especially, are descended from immigrants and revolutionists. Men and women must have the right to choose what they do with their own bodies. In our seeking for economic and political progress, we all go up, or else we all go down. True individual freedom cannot exist without economic security and independence. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. We have always held to the hope, the belief, the conviction that there is a better life, a better world, beyond the horizon. No man and no force can abolish memory. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. In the truest sense, freedom cannot be bestowed, it must be achieved. The only way to have a friend is to be one. A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. We are not prisoners of fate, but only prisoners of our own minds. There are many ways to enlarge your child's world. Love of books is the best of all. The only real limit to what we can achieve is the limit we set in our own minds. I ask you to judge me by the enemies I have made. The school is the last expenditure upon which America should be willing to economize. The most terrible job in warfare is to be a second lieutenant leading a platoon when you are on the battlefield. I have learned to live each day as it comes, and not to borrow trouble by dreading tomorrow. It is the dark menace of the future that makes cowards of us. No democracy can long survive which does not accept as fundamental to its very existence the recognition of the rights of minorities. In the long run, the only way to maintain leadership is to constantly innovate and invest in the future. We are trying to construct a more inclusive society. We are going to make a country in which no one is left out. We must remember that any oppression, any injustice, any hatred is a wedge designed to attack our civilization. I am neither bitter nor cynical, but I do wish there was less immaturity in political thinking. We must lay hold of the fact that economic laws are not made by nature. They are made by human beings. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment. We are all in this together and we are going to come out of it together. Men are not prisoners of fate, but only prisoners of their own minds. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Let us not be afraid to help each other. Let us never forget that government is ourselves and not an alien power over us. In our seeking for economic and political progress, we all go up, or else we all go down. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.